Honestly, being human can be so exhausting sometimes. Being a wispy, imperceivable entity seems so much easier. Howdy y'all, I'm Mickey, and today we're back at it again with another LGBTQ plus subculture thingy. This time we're talking about Voidpunk. The concept of Voidpunk was created by Tumblr user Arotaro? That. It came about as a reaction to the dehumanization that certain groups of people face for not being human the right way. You've almost definitely seen examples of it yourself, heard things along the lines of people who don't fall in love are unfeeling robots. Sex is what makes us human. All humans are men or women, male or female. People who can't feel empathy aren't full people. Or other things implying neurodivergent and disabled folks aren't complete humans. Voidcore is essentially a reclamation of that. It's going, oh, so you don't think I'm human enough? Okay, then I'm not. But human or not, I still deserve respect. It's not like otherkin or anything, because it's not about actually believing you are something non-human. It's more about rebelling against the idea that everybody has to want to be human, thus punk. Voidpunk is for Aros, aces, NBs, neurodivergent folks, disabled folks, and anyone who feels it, TBH. Something I really like about this subculture is that, like the Void, it's not this simple, easily describable thing. Some people have void sonas, which are like fursonas, I guess, just depicting yourself as a non-human entity. I tend to sway towards aliens, angels, fairies, and Endermen or Enderman-like beings. It can be a really fun thing to do or come up with, but you don't have to have one if you don't want to. You can have as many or as few as you want. There's no real restriction on what kinds of non-human entities you can use in Voidpunk. Robots? Timeless classic. Formless blobs? Heck yeah, 10 out of 10 peak relatability. Frickin' baby pangolins? Sure, why not? There's no specific look to Voidpunk. There's no specific color scheme. There's no distinct, unified flag for this subculture. It is broad and vague and all-encompassing, and it's that way on purpose. The only real limits I've seen on it are no bigots, no creeps, no maps. Basically just be a decent person. The thing is so malleable, it's really fun to play around with. For example, I turn to it when my dysphoria gets particularly rough, and it's easiest to see myself through the lens of the void. I think the whole experience of feeling outside of humanity or feeling inhuman because of who you are is all too common. And while Voidpunk is fun, it's important to keep in mind that it came from less than great things. But I am glad there's a community now of people who can go to each other and relate to something that maybe they didn't realize was such a common experience beforehand, for the most part. As long as we remember that Voidpunk is a coping mechanism that a lot of different people use to deal with bigotry that they're faced with, and don't try to turn it into some kind of exclusive, selective club. It's just reclaiming rhetoric that is all too often used against people and turning it into a new way of expressing oneself without even having to stick to the limit of human. It's a subculture that I really like because of the huge expanse of what you can do with it, and I love seeing where other people go with it. Besides, again, people who try to exclude others from it, because that's like the opposite of what Voidpunk is about. I just really love this subculture. I've been getting a little more active in it recently, and I wanted to talk about it here. Maybe introduce the idea to someone who would be really interested in it. Internet subcultures have this amazing potential to be something really cool and really interesting ways of people going about life. What's an internet subculture that you really like? I love looking into new ones. And maybe the future will bring all sorts of new ideas and ways of expressing myself and relating with others. But for now, this is it. Ciao.